Do. Hello, Chokol. Hello, Scar was a gamer. More like Allowed. Yeah, I was trying to figure if I could work Allowed, that form of Allowed, into the name of the stream. But I decided I didn't want to double up on that pun alongside Allowed spelled the other way. It is truly impossible to predict when you'll stream. I take pride in being unpredictable and keeping you on your toes, indeed. Your skeet is blue, you need to go to a hospital. It just means you had one too many blue raspberry big gulps. Here, let me just... There we... Yeah, okay, that's good enough. For webcam placement. No, I would like to be just a little more to the side. Ah! To the side, sir. Ooh, that was a scary fucking noise when I moved my monitor. Okay, I think it's fine. It's a great time for British folk. Yeah, I suppose it is quite a bit more accessible to the average Brit at this time of day. Ah. I thought you heard a dog with that noise. Yeah, no. That was me scooting the base of my monitor stand, which is a hookup with two monitors stacked vertically, so it's quite heavy, and it's on 4 of those little rubber nubbins so that it doesn't, you know, scrape the surface of the desk, but I was, like, just trying to kind of shove it a little with my thumbs, and it... My tablet, the audio is on. My computer, the visuals on, are synced up for now, and there goes the audio. I see. I'm sorry to hear that, Replace Mats. Alright. Let's go ahead and pick up. There's no reason to do any more side questing. There's no reason to care about looting. We're about as upgraded as we're gonna get. Yeah. Nothing else matters. We're gonna go look for a man by the lava. And then we're gonna find the secret passage to the final dungeon, so I'm told. Still pick up potions and grenades, because those I can actually use. Oh, hang on. Let me make sure I've got the... Just slide the game window over so that I've got the chat visible as well. There we go. Excited to see the end. Excited to have you here for it, Urzad. I'll be interested to see whether my experience is different than yours in any meaningful way. Either based on my choices in the game, or just based on how we react to elements of the ending. Elements of the ending? Ain't that the TTRPG I'm starting to run next week? While I've got people here, why am I even picking this shit up? While I've got people here, I guess I may as well also say, for those who might not have seen it, I have announced the tabletop RPG that I'm going to be starting to run on Stabbiness next week. And you can find a link to the announcement on my Blue Sky. You can find the announcement on the Stabbiness YouTube. If you're on the Stabbiness Discord, you can easily see that. And I've been doing little preview lore drops and introducing the player characters. We've revealed Will's player character, Thessia. We'll be revealing another one tomorrow, and another one on Tuesday. So if tabletop role-playing games are at all your jam, you're in that cross-section of my audience, consider checking it out. It would mean a lot to me. I've been working on it for a long, long time. Oh, I cannot get the chest. Too many stalagmites. Oh well. And they tickle your balls with that little preview. Like Luigi's Mansion going down the well and seeing Mario there, and you can't get through the stone Bowser head to get to him. You've been making a lot of the same choices I did, so it'll probably be similar. We'll see, yeah. The beginning of the end. What is the setting like? It is Bronze Age fantasy. So firmly pre-medieval. More like classical era, very much in the vein of like ancient Greece, Mesopotamia, that kind of biz. The beginning of history. Like, writing is a fairly contemporary invention. And it's fantasy. It's got a, you could call it a custom magic system. It's a sentiment game, so I'm not using, like, classes and stat-heavy things. It's all just my own creation. This looks very, very similar to a room from the last little dungeon of the third zone. Probably in-universe, not not a coincidence, because it looks like we have cut into ruins by the same civilization, but also maybe a little practical asset reuse, maybe? Or maybe it just looks kind of similar and it's as similar as I'm making it out to be. Oh, sudden ghost. Get out of here. Jump on him, Kai. Ooh, that's flammable. Fun. How much inspired by Tyranny? Tyranny is definitely on the list of inspirations, yeah. So the Tyranny is, comparable, but maybe actually a little further along. Tyranny, to my recollection, is a little more Iron Age. So this might even be a little pre that. Bronze Age and Greek classical period are two different things. Yeah, it's, I'm being a little approximate with what I'm saying, but definitely both are part of the inspiration. I'm proud of you, Aram. You're finally going to say your avoweds to the lizard skeleton at your wedding. I'm looking forward to it, yeah. We gotta hurry up and do it before they make it illegal again. Or Hodges gets overturned and I can't marry a lizard anymore. Will the sea people be there? Anytime someone refers to the sea peoples, I'm very tickled and I always find it really funny. Part of the, if you want to call it, research is probably giving myself perhaps a little more credit than it's worth, because that would imply that the game is more firmly historical than it is, but, my inspiration via historical analogs does significantly come from books that I read about the Bronze Age and Mesopotamian cultures, and I read one that was specifically about the Bronze Age collapse of the like 1177, and so yes, I'm well acquainted with the sea peoples. Starts up the stream. Now remember, I don't need any more loot. I've got everything I need. Continues to explore everywhere looking for chests. It's just habit, man. If the stream goes long, I'm probably gonna get more and more. Sibelius, who are you? You are just an enemy. You're not someone I can talk to. All right. Can I backstab you? Nope, not if your guys see me. Throw out a barrier. Ooh, he made a big boy. Too bad he's fucking dead. Look at the magnitude of barrier that's on Giada and Kai. They have like half their entire hit point bar as temporary hit points again. Whoop. Oh, okay. Jump on them, please, Kai. focus on the ones that weren't jumped on, since those are the ones that aren't haunted. I missed that guy somehow. Oh, someone's healing. Where are you, Mr. Skeleton Priest? There you are. Nope, I think I might be getting the little gun glitch. I'm gonna switch guns real quick. I missed my crit somehow. I don't think I've seen that all game. Okay. There we go. For those who haven't been around for all my previous streams of this, I'm finding an occasional bug where one of my weapons, and it seems to have been happening primarily or exclusively with guns, one of my weapons will just, like, sometimes an enemy will just become unhittable by that specific weapon, and I hit them fine after switching weapons. Ow! Asshole. No, you crit the wall behind the guy. Oh. They could hold another elixir for the final boss, it's true. How many potions do I have? Well, I have literal almost 1,000 food items of both kinds. 116 and 126 potions. Alright. Probably time to stop looking at side areas. I just don't think it matters anymore. How your character trots. Yeah, hop, 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 hop. Pro ZD, use an ether. Use an ether, but I only have 720 of them. You can't buy ethers. You can buy potions, though, so there's even less excuse. Oh, there you are. Why am I not getting a targeting? Am I just too far to hit you? Oh, no, I'm able to hit you now. Weird. I love that they give you the tiny little reticle to indicate what area of an enemy is its crit hitbox. Such a nice little feature. Here I am, opening chests again. Here I go killing again. I suppose I might actually, if I get enough of this stuff, I might actually be able to upgrade one of my guns one more time. So there is some potential value to it.
These bodies are still warm. The costume must have passed by recently. We should move.
Whoa. That's a pretty good chunk of damage even for a boss. Oh, hang on. There's a healer. Get out of here. Sir? There we go. Sir? Thought I told you to get out of here. I believe I made my position clear. Keep on backing up. Is your character a spooky, scary skeleton like on the starting screen? No, this is my character. You can see, he's just a guy. He's a guy, he has a fungal mask that covers his eyes, which I thought was one of the cooler options. It's a bit, he looks a bit like Knights of the Old Republic Sith Lord, which is kind of neat. And he is a morally suspect vizier, so it felt appropriate. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right. Yeah, Balrog skin is nice. If I get a chance to upgrade, I might be able to upgrade my armor if I find a lot of those. Maybe not even that many. I was pretty close to having enough to get the final tier of upgrade for my armor, so maybe we'll make it. Maybe. How was your day so far? My day's going fine. I went out to a little local pizzeria. Got a couple slices. They were very oily, but in a good way.
Essence we have not felt
Ooh, we gonna talk.
My brother, soul of my soul. How did you find me here?
I assume this is Nandru. The guy that everyone says we look just like. And as per tradition, I will read the court augur-based dialogue options.
What traps you here, spirit? Why do you not return to the wheel?
Best viewers on... Oh, look at that! Look at that! They're trying to be clever now! They're putting a space so that it doesn't register as a link. Let's see. How do I kill you, sir? Ban. There we go. Did that also delete the message? How do I close this? Get out of here. Get out of here, context menu. I don't need you anymore. Did that fucking... Oh, jeez. How do I close this? Pro-ass streamer here, everyone. Get out of my face. It's straight up, I don't... Okay, yeah. There. Oh, okay. It had a secret thing. Yeah, okay. It deleted. Got it. Okay, cool. Ahem.
What traps you here, spirit? Why do you not return to the wheel?
A god beyond the grasp of gods. What is the wheel to a man subject to one like them? I told Sabadell not to look for me. I did not wish to be found.
I want the best viewers. Right, yeah, I like how it's not like the most viewers. The best viewers are what they're advertising.
I have been here for so long. No one came looking. Andrew, you are blessed, my fellow Bargronan said. But I did not come here to meet Sabadell. I am hiding from them. I remember it all. I feel Sabadell's mind beneath yours,
Swimming in the deep.
That was the name they gave themselves, stolen from the ancient souls, whose deaths gave rise to them. To us, we were little more than appendages to them. That is why I must ask you to destroy them. Yes, you see them with eyes unclouded. The ruined cities, the crevasses cleaved into the earth. They remade the land in their image. It reflects their twisted heart. You, my brother,
My brother.
brave than I,
Cousin, let's go bowling.
and hang the gardener from their... You need only walk a little more. You are nearly at the end. You know, I always meant to die down here. To siphon my soul into a lonely pillar, disconnected from this
Mein brother.
makes disconnected from them. I only hope that Salvador releases you. The same long peak. I do not. In that I find beyond any, even the true cause. Go then, but destroy. And when you see Mordecai, tell her I said hello.
If I don't make it, tell my wife
Focus
hello.
picked up something, but it's gone now.
You okay? You went away. This time it seems different.
I was just talking to my dead soul fragment brother. It's cool. I'm realizing now, cousin, let's go bowling is actually a really outdated reference at this point. GTA 5 is ancient, and that's not even from, that's from before that. You're gonna need a 130th health potion. Don't wanna run out at an important time.
Good, you're here. Help me destroy this witch. We can't risk someone turning and opening the gates. If the keep falls so that we might live, so be it. I'm doing the only thing that matters. I'm saving my people, Envoy. With your help, or without it.
So this guy, by and large, is like the more reasonable of the two counselors, but it looks like he's actually, like, also kind of crazy.
And so you brought it back here? Among the ward? It doesn't matter how it works. It was not present in the tasks until your people... Oh, perhaps this is right. Another reason to destroy this place and go. This is how it should be.
Hang on.
So long as the keep stands, my people are trapped here. Doomed
Is this
by an
also
oath to
Matt
their
Mercer?
men.
No one should be bound to a pile of stones. Certainly not because of a centuries.
Our people were nomads for ages until we built the keep. When
I think it is. I think I missed this Matt Mercer the first time I talked to him.
Watch my people rot here for the sake of a pointless oath.
Is this Matt Mercer number 4? Or number 3, I guess, and I met number 4 before. I'll have to look up afterward. See how many roles Matt Mercer is credited on in this game, and how many of them I successfully spotted.
Then my conviction only grows stronger, Envoy. Nandru never wanted what was best for us. He built us a tomb and abandoned us to it. Do not speak his name to me as if it could mean anything to you.
I don't see any reason to let him destroy this place, though. What is his stated goal? I know what his general ethos is, but why? Yeah, he wants to destroy it just so that they can't stay there anymore and they have to leave. Nah, that's stupid.
A life for rubble, blood for...
So be it. And yours, I owe.
Oh well, thanks for confirming where the thing is, though. That is helpful. Womp. Alright, so long, Matt. You had a good run. Ooh, counselor's shoes. Whoa, look at all that dodge distance. Politician's sidestep. Great ability name. I lose a little move speed for this. +3 dexterity is pretty nice, though. That's more action speed. That lets me reload faster and therefore attack faster. That's pretty good. I might swap those out. I will miss move speed's really nice though for just making everything go faster. Nah, I'll keep my move speed.
Anyone?
Okay. That opens the gates that'll direct the lava away from this place. We can also sabotage it, but I don't see any reason to do that. It'll cost ya.
Well, that's that.
Optional, I can go back and speak to her. Did she come down here to make that easy? Or do I have to go a million years back that way? Oh, okay, there's a nice ladder here. Oh, okay. Alright, they just gave me a beacon right here. That's
We
nice.
deserve a parade, but I'll settle for a drink on the house.
Closer. We have waited so long.
I'll make a save here just in case, I guess. Oh, actually, if I've got this waypoint now, yeah, let me just bip so I can see if those last couple things actually did give me enough to upgrade any of my stuff one last time. Oh,
I feel crazy saying this, but Kostya was right. We should have let Solace Keep fall.
Crazy is one word for it. You really think you can just burn down someone's ancestral home?
Dearie, the keep isn't a home. It's a prison. And now the Pargrunen will never escape.
Solace is my home. I still don't get why any of you feel like you have a say in this.
guys, it's
But you
fine.
left.
We're gonna kill the god
Because I
that they're
chose to.
hanging out
Kostya
around.
doesn't get to make that decision for
So
everybody.
they'll probably give up
If Kostya
eventually.
doesn't, Mihala will.
Exactly.
The Pargrunen have always had the choice to leave. And we've seen very few take it.
That is because they are
Amalia
weak of
took up
mind,
arms and turned to banditry.
feeble
And they
of
still want to let her
spirit.
leave. If anything, I imagine Mihala and her traditionalists will only make it harder to leave now. You're right. There's no use in second guessing.
Stupid of
And you've played with
butt.
the gods soon. We can only hope that you'll make better decisions.
Enough talking in circles. Let's save our... I, for one, could use a...
Right.
Weak of mind, fox boy. I feel bad for Yatsley because I like her and she has happened to disagree with like every decision I've ever made since she joined the party.
I must admit, I had my doubts about Solace. It was like a dungeon, except the wardens were the prisoners. You could have helped Kostya destroy the keep, but you left it standing. Why? I agree. A decision like this belongs to the community, not the ambitions of one man. Even if Solace isn't going anywhere, I think your arrival was a sign of changes to come. Wherever you go,
I
you
guess
break
we'll
people
see
out of
when
their
we get
habits.
to the
You banish
obligatory
their ways.
obsidian where are they now ending slides. The envoy of a tyrannical empire has its perks.
And its disadvantages. Someone is always watching you. Wherever that power comes from, whether it's your heritage or political status, it's a terrible burden. I don't envy you, but at least you keep things interesting. Pleasant dreams.
Oh, she's got something else to say.
Let me get this straight. You spoke
Oh,
to the
they've
spirit
got
of
things to
Nanda.
say about several
Rob,
things that just occurred.
Same as you. What did he
I'm
say?
almost
Any
surprised because I think
advice?
most players
Any
would just go
words of
straight to the
encouragement?
final dungeon and not see any of this.
Oh. I take it that wasn't what you expected. I should have seen this. Never listen to the dead. They're cynical, full of regret, and determined to make us all miserable. Thankfully, you're still alive. Fate is in your... I see that as an opportunity in disguise. No one is closer to Sapodal than you are. Nandru lost that privilege when he died, which means you alone can judge the god of the living lands. Your opinion is the one that counts. That's perfectly valid. For what it's worth, I think you're going to... You have an... If you ever feel your education is missing something, I'd be happy to teach...
Oh, wait, what? Did...
What are you...
Oh, I thought maybe that was her. Every companion can give you a little permanent stat boost. I thought that's what that was gonna be, but no. I can just ask her stupid questions about her stupid self. Ugh.
Now that you mention it, I did try and awaken my soul to become fully aware of my past lives. Every animancer tries and fails. It's practically a rite of passage. So, one evening, I crept into the workshop and cobbled an invention together from spare parts. Amateur work. Then I turned it on. Big mistake. The next thing I knew, it was morning. I was floating in the fountain, and my head was pounding like a drop.
You don't need animancy for that. Just rum.
I am created a machine. That machine's name? Drugs.
Honestly.
Oh, the Magpie's lemonade will do that to you.
Sometimes I wonder, what if it actually worked? What if all of this happened before, and I'm just reliving the events of a past... I try not...
Ever think... Oh?
Excellent. The Imperial Court taught if there's anything you've...
Okay, it is. Okay, I do get to, let's see. That's probably intellect, that's probably resolve. I think resolve will be more useful.
Gladly. You should have seen my thesis defense. I called the governor an intellectual void, an ooze in the form of man. Now, You, Rip? Ah, nice stand corrected.
Aha.
Even if you...
12
Besides,
perception.
A little nap is good for the soul. That's all I have to...
Where is the option to... There, okay. My mouse wheel was not letting me scroll down.
Do you know anyone from the Hand Occult?
You can never leave conversation with me. Final boss, talk to Giata until her conversation tree is
Well,
exhausted.
I'm doing great. I always knew. I just never... Ready when you are. Right.
Yeah, fucking whatever, Marius.
Pleasant dreams.
Oh, he's got more to say, does he?
Blacked out at that Audra and the lava tubes beneath Solace. But... Right. I actually believe you. This is madness, Envoy. You spoke to the...
Andrew's a bit of an asshole, to be honest.
People in Solace always claim they're speaking the word. Doesn't even really matter what he said, if you ask me. Envoy, what do you need? You too.
Yatsli gonna be like, I've noticed. I don't like anything you've ever chosen to do. I'm
starting
leaving.
to suspect that every single leader in the living lands is incompetent. Truly. Is there no vetting process? Hopefully those in Solace Keep will choose their leaders with more care in the future. But we should check on Marius. I'm making some
Marius.
soothing perfume, but I think a few words from you would help too. Ugh, I know. I feel close about
I
it
love
too.
everyone.
Well,
fucking hates Kostya, even though until he was like, I'm gonna burn this motherfucker down. Literally, there were 2 leaders, and one of them is like, we should stay here and starve forever because someone said we should do that 1,000 years ago. I'm very reasonable about this. And then Kostya was like, hey, this kind of fucking sucks, actually, and I'm, like, trying to make diplomatic moves so that we can open up our civilization and, like, have actual lives. And everyone's reaction to him is like, oh, what a fucking snake. I can't believe he's doing shit behind their back. It's like, guys, I feel he is more sympathetic of these 2 people. And even before this, everyone was like, oh, fucking Kostya, I hate that asshole.
Well, Fjord has already been burned to the ground.
He's a very reasonable person. Wait, how far in this RPG are we? Touche.
What a nightmare. We're losing focus. Oh, come on. How can... Sweet dreams, envoy.
Given that we're late in this Western RPG, the authority figures have very little time in which to become even more reasonable. Okay, let's see if what we got amounts to anything new. Can make 4 of those. Oh, actually, I think I will be able to upgrade my armor one more time. Awesome. Hooray. Alright, absolute maximum quality armor. I got a Steam achievement for that. Still can't max out either of my pistolas, sadly, so... I guess we'll just put them into this. Call it a day.
Too unpredictable.
Alright.
But surely you see the potential.
Do-do-do-do-do.
It could improve.
Alright, here we go. Final dungeon time. Okay, now let's make our backup save. And then we'll go through the big door.
Well, this is it, I guess.
What are you doing here, Marius? You're not in my party.
Last time I left Gallowayne's tusks.
Oh, does it automatically put us into a camp?
It's nice to look out and see Solace still Not everyone.
Solace is still...
Just so you know, Kai.
If you happen to need a reminder, do let us know. Brooding in silence can be quite the mood killer.
Not to spoil the moment with good news, but I doubt things have only gotten more tense since Fjord, and this...
Our friend was able to talk some sense into their leader, though. Hopefully, that will last. Not to mention, after we take care of the Envoy's little god problem, we'll still have an empire bearing down on...
A time of change, strife. We felt this discord in the island itself.
I guess that's why you and Sapadal are due for a heart-to-heart. Or whatever you have with...
Can't say I'm too excited about just walking into the... I grew up learning I needed to protect that place.
I hear you. This island is...
Am I the only one who's looking forward to the garden? We're pioneers, stepping into the group.
We have to remember to love them in spite of their lack of proper enthusiasm, dearie.
Of course we're frightened, but when has that ever stopped us? I have a theory about the garden. Or a warning, depending on how you want to look at it. Sapadal has been imprisoned a long time. The garden will be a reflection of their dreams, their nightmares, their madness.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw visions or hallucinations, and not even the fun kind.
About that, before we go any further, I have to ask you something.
You didn't like hook it up to a giant robot underground that it could possess and use to rampage around or anything, did you?
once, I'm all out of ideas.
I'm a soldier. I prefer leaving these decisions to people like you, but if you're asking for input, I don't entirely disagree with Ludwig on this. She may be a monster, but she's not the only one the Living Lands has seen. Sapadal could render this whole island as barren as the tusks in a fit of anger.
Sapadal caused the Dream Scourge. All of this pain. I don't think I can forgive that.
A crazy revelation that none of us saw coming at any point during this game.
Think of what we could learn from Sapadal. Perhaps there's a way we can keep everyone alive.
Sapadal is responsible for the spiritual health of the Living Lands, and the island has suffered for it. No matter what the Inquisitor said, I don't believe there's a right or wrong choice to make here. Just the one you believe in. Just one. Remember, we're stepping into a realm that is both
Hang on, you said
physical
one
and
more word.
spiritual in nature.
That was several
If
words.
you can call it nature. There's no telling how long we'll be gone. For all we know, time could run backwards.
That'd be very funny.
Not a chance. Marius?
I told you I'd be with you till the end.
I've never wanted to be here. Fucking see you.
You're not going into the garden without me. I have to see this with my own eyes. Yatsley.
Suddenly time
If
loop.
you feel like running back to Quilichi, now would be the time. No one would think less of you.
And tell Quilichi that I missed out on the most exciting part.
Wipe a tear from the corner of your eye.
Fair weather.
I plan on wandering the...
Agreed. I'm not...
Well, let's...
Okay, I guess they all go and just... Okay. But you have something else to say. Now I've got you. You're back in my conversation tree, and this time you'll be staying here.
Possibilities. Now that it... I suppose you're right. I'm frightened. Do you remember when Manto Pastor sent you... That was nothing. We are standing in the beating heart of the living
I'm gonna
land.
Sans
Just
Undertale this
imagine
shit.
what I almost turned my back on animancy. And if I'm being honest, it was a relief. But now that we're here, my parents were going to build a better world for Anne. You and I have come farther than they did. Anything.
Anything could happen. It could even be a boat.
I don't know what's going to happen. Who could rest at a time like this?
Alright. Straight through the clothesline. Woo! Do I still have the optional objective? Hang on. Did that cut off? Talk to what's-her-face? Oh, okay. The way it had the quest markers laid out, I thought that she was on the way. But I do want to talk to her. Oh, they give you an automatic save when you do that. That's nice of them. Hang on, I'm gonna reload then because I do want to talk to her. That might let me have some effect on the ending for that little area. Optional, speak to Mihala. Oh, I'm stupid. No, I was just completely wrong. That's all the way back in Solace. Okay, let's go talk to her first then. We'll talk to Mihala. She fucking sucks. She browses r/conservative. But I suppose she didn't try to blow up this place. Do. Based on that animation, I can only assume for 1 second I was doing the thing where you're going up the stairs as a kid and you get down on all fours like... as a kid, or as an adult. I tend not to do it anymore myself. But I also don't go up and down stairs nearly as often as I used to, because my bedroom's on the first floor.
doesn't matter. An oath is an oath. I swore it, and so did... I don't care, Envoy. Keep your blood...
No, I'm gonna keep not talking about it.
Thank you. Perhaps so. Either way, I understand now, here. This belongs to... I wish...
Okay, well I got, I'm assuming, a shield. No, that was a good shield. Probably won't be using it, but that's okay. Alright, now we'll do the thing. I am now afraid of stairs. Why would that be, Wet Otters? What did stairs do to you? Oh, I also forgot this little lockbox before. Full of things that, once again, I have no use for, but will take anyway. Oh, that's the opposite of the way I needed to go. This is back to Lethal Lava Land. Whoops. Oh, I see. Also, the last, the house that I currently live in, unlike my, most of the houses I've lived in prior to this, has hardwood stairs, so they're a little bit like, it's less, you know, if you're gonna get down on all fours, you're kind of slapping your hands into that is, like, not the most pleasant. Gonna skip through this, we already know. Bubba-da-boo, I'm gonna say the same things. Giada. All right, over the clothesline. Let's go. It's like I'm fighting Sephiroth. Sephiroth would be a lot more, like... Let's see, I get my last little skill point here. Many options, many options. I feel like Resolve could be useful for dialogue options from here on out. It doesn't really matter. There's barely anything that I can see is, like, actually hard gated behind having access to extra dialogue options. They seem to be more for flavor, has been my impression.
I wonder if Yahtzee brought her ladder. That's good.
Oh, okay. Aram, the way you keep elaborating on this makes me think that maybe you still do it and you're trying to convince us you don't. I'm trying to remember when is the last time I did it. Honestly, I wish you were right. Oh, you can find Bloodwrithe Toadstool in here. Oh, interesting. I wonder if you actually can just straight up find all of the 5th tier of upgrade materials in here. And if so, would you ever have access to another crafting bench to use them? Well, they're giving them here, so maybe. I don't know. Maybe I should have saved those branches for my pistols. Whatever. No, I wish I still did it. It would make me feel, you know, youthful and vigorous to do it now. But, nah. Oh my god! Skeletons, skeletons, barely even human. Oh, no, you don't, Ranger. I see you trying to creep around the side there. Drinking hot cocoa. That sounds nice. Here, it's already almost too warm for cocoa again. Temperature's been going up and down. Sometimes it's in the 60s, sometimes 70s, sometimes the 80s, but on average, it's going back up. We're gonna be back in spring temperatures here, which are what should be summer temperatures for any reasonable place. Whoa, damn, that guy moving like a bat out of hell. Charging Chuck-ass motherfucker. Time for 110-degree summer. Yep. Well, not time for it just yet. That will be all of July and August, though, probably.
Here it comes.
Texas climate is not my favorite. 60 here midday, 30 late at night. That would be nice. That would be a nice little temperature range. That's what winter here is like, for the most... Well, it doesn't always get up to 60 in winter. Sometimes it is colder than that, but... Yeah. We don't get a lot of, don't get a lot of proper winter weather here. We got hailstorms in the summer. Yeah, Texas has a weird...
Don't see a better way down. You first.
Texas has a weirdly long, like, it's not hurricane season full out, but it's a stormy season, and you do get hurricane weather sometimes. Can I... Ooh. Lockbox. That's it. Oh, it's a Yahtzee door. Alright, well, I guess I'm shit out of luck on that one. I love living in a state where it swings wildly from -10 in the winter to 103 in the summer, but at least it's consistent every season. Which state would that be? I'm gonna guess... region... I'm gonna guess maybe like Great Plains or something. Sounds like could be. Pretty nice here in Florida, around 70s. Yeah, although if it's, I bet it's also pretty humid there, right? So the 70s still feel like a gross wet gym sock.
Or am I going mad?
Huh. What am I looking at here? Oh, there's a bookshelf and shit.
What does that mean? It can't be real. This is an
Nope, it's Ohio.
A joke. Tell me we're both seeing the same thing. But worse, why am I cursed to see? Wanna know what I think? Whoever is responsible.
Godlike of Sapadal, long have we awaited you.
Finally, you've come home.
This is almost as bad as Ringram's creepy sculptures.
Oh my gods. They're alive? I can hear them, but not with my ears. It feels like someone hitting my soul with a tuning fork. What do you think you're doing?
Giada Castel, welcome.
Wait, you know me? How do you know me?
For centuries,
Facebook.
Our whispers filled
We
the
have followed your
silence.
updates.
Then we heard your mother's call.
My mother?
She reached out to us, using the tool you now carry.
But that would have been years ago. The first time she used the phantasmal focus. The only time she used it.
We heard, and Sapadal answered, saying in a great voice, "We are here. You have found us."
But when Sapadal speaks, the living lands trembles. The voice of a god.
Shouldn't that
can
be the
a
living lands
terrible
tremble?
thing.
No. What exactly happened to my parents?
Are you telling me that wasn't obvious? God,
Sapodal wanted
why
to be
do all
heard.
these people not assume
And
that
so
the
doing,
God who can clearly
twisted
make
your
this shit
family in
happen
body
has
and
made
soul.
this shit happen?
Broke them into a more suitable shape.
Sapodal does not know the limits of their strength.
Mistakes were made? Do you have any idea what my life has been since your...
After the incident, your parents were like us.
In the end, they thought only of you.
Harem autocorrect nays.
That's really it?
We are companions. Toys.
I can't believe it never occurred to me. They're animats. Ancient vessels held together with duty and loyalty. Their design is unusual. All this time, your god has been making imaginary friends almost too... Indulge me a moment. One final question, spirits. What is this? Why are you trying to ruin my life again? Is this your way of haunting me? What is it you want?
That's 4 questions.
We want to apologize.
Kai says
on
what we're
Sapodal's
all
behalf,
thinking.
And for the part we play.
They want to apologize. Shit. Sapodal has been trapped here for millennia. Alone. Confused. Screaming into the void for... When they heard the voice, how can I hope...
Thank you, Chiara. And thank...
The time has come for you to...
A garden.
Sapodal wishes to be on... What you see is the truth, glimpsed through their eyes. May the...
Goodbye.
I wonder if we're gonna get one of these for each companion.
Times when getting answers doesn't mean getting closure.
Oh, that's not a real door. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything else back here. Real fake door. Hmm. Oh, wait, oh, okay. Little, geometry got a little confused there for a second. Okay. Here's a real door.
I see the disciple has found his way into the cell.
No. Clarion Steel.
Hello, Demifly.
Why is she here?
Your essence is persistent, Queen. I underestimated your will.
You underestimate much. It is the downfall of those with your gift.
Out. Her voice pierces our skin.
Look at the steps. A quagmire of your parasite's worst instincts. Can you even begin to grasp the forces that you tamper with? Apparently, I must. The situation is worse than I perceived. Do you think you're special, with your god's thorn in your side? Do you believe you can hold dominion over chaos itself? When even the collective fury of the real gods could only confine the sniveling creature to this wasteland.
It's very funny. If you've played the Pillars games, you will derive a lot of humor from her referring to her and the others like her as the real gods. After your first stream, I played this game myself. I liked it to begin with, especially exploring, but fell off in the second area because I just didn't really like interacting with the characters much. How are you liking it? I mean, I've liked it well enough that I'm finishing it, which was not true of Outer Worlds, which I also liked well enough, but it went the usual like Bethesda game route for me of I played it for a while, was nowhere close to, you know, finishing the main quest and was like, yeah, that's enough of this game. I got more into this on, like, my second play session of it. And I think it has just very slightly overstayed its welcome. I could stand for it to be just a little shorter, but also I only have myself to blame because I've been meticulously exploring and doing side quests and stuff, and they didn't make me. I don't believe it. That was you? Yeah, man, we were told. I don't have to say these things, so, like, it's fine that, you know, I don't have to roleplay my character not having figured it out. I'm almost mad they even give you the option to be like, what? If you have not been listening to anything that's been said.
You couldn't possibly believe.
Fungus Nyagi over here.
It is true. She twists the knife. The seas run red with memory.
In time, the gods felt the wretched powers seeping through this land. Its madness would consume us all if it was not contained. Chaos has no respect for borders. It goes where it will. A pity that its followers could not be reasoned with.
No wonder the souls of this land cry out.
Well, actually, I like this a little better.
You were better for it. The poor gods, worshipping the very thing that's obscene. We could not excise the rot and spare the roots that nourished it. You dare claim the domain of the gods is trivial? Mind your tongue. Your blasphemy strains my patience.
She scolds and scorns and wrings the earth dry. Purge her from this place.
Listen to its tantrum. It knows neither order nor sense. Adir is the only thing holding back the tide of entropy. The answer is obvious to those with the courage to accept it. You are here now. There's still time to succeed where Ludwig failed.
It's a little harsh to say that she failed. That would make sense if I had killed her, which I assume would have happened at the end of that previous area if I hadn't decided to, you know, pretty much agree with her. She could have just come here herself. She left it to me because she trusts me, because we used to date.
Your soul, it is tethered to you. Only you can siphon its essence into yourself.
Siphon the essence of a god into myself. A fascinating idea.
The path of justice is fraught.
She's a strong, independent
Only the
skeleton.
strong may follow it. I leave you with a warning. The false god's essence is strong here. It tames all it touches. My magfolk may be hostile.
My magfolk may be hostile to you because we didn't want to swap out the enemy setup of this dungeon depending on whether or not you, like, told her to fuck off or not.
From now on, I pray to no god.
Scream! One thing about this game I didn't like is how much of a bummer it kind of is. The default state of most people is not doing well. Every quest is people in bad situations whom you can sometimes only barely help. It was very cynical. The map is filled with corpses of people with sad notes on their bodies. The pillars setting is not one you want to live in, for sure. As fantasy settings go, it sucks for most people. I think this game is not nearly as overtly depressive about it as Pillars 1. Pillars 1 is like, no one's having a good time in Pillars 1. And you can't even do a big, fun, evil thing if you're a bad guy. Pillars 2 is still fairly existential, but you also get to do some Muppet Treasure Island pirate rompery along the way. Looks at Outer Worlds, that's about right. Yeah. To some extent, that's kind of Obsidian's thing. That's just like, that tends to be the tone of the games they make. Not like fatalistic about things being bad necessarily, but just the average time that is being had by a person in an Obsidian game is bad. Usually. Ooh, sarcophagus key. Alright, I'll have to stay on the lookout for that. Where do I go in that case? Maybe it's not down here. I was considering Pillars 1, but I think I really dislike the tone of all their other games. Yeah, Pillars 1, I mean, I'm trying to remember when... So Pillars 1, I believe Chris Avellone was still the lead writer. He's the guy who was the like the lead writer for most of their games earlier in their history, like Knights of the Old Republic 2, I assume New Vegas, Neverwinter Nights 2 as well. And he really likes his existentialism themes. It's kind of like, he's got one theme he really likes, and it's not, not to knock him, because he is a very good writer, but Pillars of Eternity 1 has heavily, thematically and in some aspects of the plot, has heavily cribbed the homework of Planescape Torment. And so as Knights of the Old Republic 2, they all share a lot of thematic stuff. Hang on, okay, so I came down the stairs. I think I'm being dumb here in this moment. Okay, yeah, so I came through here. At the bottom, there's the little nook with the sarcophagus. Can I go up there? I think there's just like a door that I have not looked at. Nah, that's not an Electroviz. Is there a door in this sarcophagus nook? All I saw was the sarcophagus. No, not that I can see. The next little quest waypoint is right here, and then it's directing me there? Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. I love to win too. Joined a great RP server. Yeah, the like free play game hosted long running lobby game master model that Neverwinter Nights and Neverwinter Nights 2 had was a fascinating idea. It almost feels like an idea not quite at the right time period.
I like it.
Oh, that's got a lot of health. All right. You don't have a mini-boss bar, but you got a mini-boss amount of health, friend. What's up with that? Yeah, Nwin 2, the original campaign, I think, is so-so. It's better than the Nwin 1 original campaign. But it's way over long for the story that it's telling. in my opinion.
We make a good
Like, you play it once, you never are gonna finish it a second time. It is just way too fucking long. Especially the first chapter. It's got a lot of filler to try and fill out a 1 to 20 level curve. But I love Mask of the Betrayer. Mask of the Betrayer is probably, like, the best RPG I've ever played. And then Storm of Zahir is, like, fine. I didn't play Storm of Zahir for real, quote-unquote. I decided rather than making a party of 4 new characters, I wanted to see the story, so I just loaded up Storm of Zahir, but ported in my character from the end of Mask of the Betrayer, so I was playing a single epic-level sorcerer, just absolutely dumpster exploding my way through a campaign for 4 characters, but for 1 to 20 characters, and it was honestly pretty satisfying. It was very fun to imagine, oh, my character has this, like, plane-spanning, epic-level adventurer that involves meeting gods and dead gods and fucking with the cosmology, and then they're like, alright, I'm gonna go on vacation to Snake Land and see what's going on here. And everything that's going on is like penny ante stakes compared to the adventure I just got done with.
Dead. Like, it just happened.
Oh, hey.
Like I remember.
Hello, it is me.
This is the moment I found you, bundled and crying, while our parents...
Meeting gods and fucking Meat and Fuck Kingdom Divine Edition.
I am dead, Viate, from the dreams.
This is probably important. Marius, shut the fuck up. We're not...
What I am now?
I have faced this already. Then for the god's sake, what is it?
Gods forbid a
You
level
know
20
where we
adventure
are.
have hobbies, yeah.
This is my memory. When everyone died, how much?
We dealt with Roswell.
Sapadal wants to understand.
I have what I needed.
Then maybe it was I who even when we were children, you kept when you left Solace.
I know.
It was a burden I wasn't ready to carry. Don't. You've always done everything you could.
So?
I won't be overly mean to Marius. You get your subplot thing.
They're right, Viate.
We've both been through so much.
If
Just don't forget who you owe your life to.
the whiskey.
I don't drink.
Get out of here. Hike up your waistline.
Well, it was good to see you,
I like the little Astrolab looking thing over there. That looks like a Dark Souls Souls pickup. Hang on. Is that a thing? Can I interact with that? Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Almost ran off the cliff. Oh, it's a luck box. Neat. Ow. But everyone loves Snakeland. Snakeland was enjoyable. It was a fun adventure to go into as a character who was comically over-leveled for it. And just see these guys like, we're the Snake Cult, and we're doing snake things. You will not thwart the resurrection of our snake god. And me just being like, maximized greater missile storm. Ah! Only the problem with that campaign, though, is that it does kind of not really have an ending. You basically you fight like the avatar of the evil snake god or whatever, and prevent him from like coming through the portal he was coming through. And he's like, "This isn't over, fucker," but it is over. That's the end of the campaign. It's like, it's not exactly what you call a cliffhanger ending, per se, but it's like, this feels like this should have been the penultimate adventure in an adventure path, but then they never published the last adventure in the path.
No one was left to clean up the battlefield. Now it's just a
Sneaking. Ooh, another one. I shove my energy sword right up your bum from behind. Stamina recharge for a second. So let's get a barrier. Whoa, he zooped on over to me. Oh, there's a second one. I see. You just hang out in my vine prison for a little bit there, friend. I think I'm okay. That's why I dislike level scaling in open world games. Let me be powerful or let me be way out of my depth. Yeah, it is fun to occasionally play something where it is not level scaled in any way, and you can just go in and blow shit up. Which you can really do in any of these, like, D&D-like campaigns if you import a higher level character, because virtually none of them do the kind of level scaling that would punish you for that the way, like, a Bethesda game would. There's a little bit of level scaling in, like, Baldur's Gate, but only in a very specific way of, like, in Baldur's Gate 2, there's a big, long stretch of the game where you can do stuff in whatever order you want, and so to make all the areas at least a little bit reasonable for different level ranges, sometimes the type of enemies that spawn will be a little different. Like, if there's, like, a shadow temple that if you go to at a lower level, there will be, you know, the shadows and stuff, and all the enemies that you expect. And then if you go there at a super high level, like, it's coded to be like, this is a zone that has undead enemies, so you can just, like, find extra closet liches and stuff if you go there for the first time at a high level. And that kind of level scaling in a non-linear game, I'm okay with. Oh, alright, this is the Kai area.
This can't be.
So have you found a goofy strategy, or is the game just like this? Do you mean...
It's just like Thomas.
Does it look overly easy to you? It's pretty easy. But I did all the side quests and shit throughout the game, so I'm about as upgraded as I could be. I wouldn't say this is a cheese strat or anything. It's just a simple but effective one of just shoot guns, continue to move away from enemy constantly. And Kai and Giada seem to just be the best companions mechanically, because Kai has 2 taunts and a bunch of damage reduction, and Giada has a heal and a barrier. So you can kit pretty easily for just locking down the enemies forever. The combat just looks overly simple. I'm definitely playing a build that makes it as simple as it can possibly be, because I'm using the weapons that are hit scan. If I was using a bow, I'd have to account for arcs. And if I was using a melee weapon, I'd have to be doing a lot more, like, dodging and parrying and stuff to stay in combat and continue doing damage. I've kind of gone the brain-dead build, which might be to my disadvantage, because, yeah, I think combat would be more interesting if I were doing melee or magic. But the combat's not super deep. I think there's a bit of a lack of enemy variety, is one of the weaknesses of this game. It's not as like brick shit, there's no actual combat system as like Skyrim. But the depth, the theoretical depth appears to be a little more than the in-practice depth to the combat.
No.
It's okay.
No. I dealt with this. We stood at his memorial together,
What is this, Envoy? This is your God's prison, not mine.
Before we visited his memorial,
Looks at me playing Skyrim right now.
But I thought I'd broken free. I can't focus on his face. His features keep blurring, changing. I'm not sure. I know it's him, but I don't recognize him as the Tama I knew. It's like he keeps
Elf
changing.
blobs in different shapes. A little bit.
That makes sense.
Yeah, this game could use more enemy variety, and I don't know. I'm glad it's not, you know, melee only. I think there's a couple kinds of enemies that can do things that interact with you, even if you're distant from them, in a way that means you have to, you know, be a little more mindful of your surroundings, even if you've got distance, but a lot of enemies really just can't if you just keep moving away from them and, like, locking them down. And, yeah, it's kind of just a matter of time until you kill them.
Then how come they look so unfamiliar? I used to remember.
But it's not
his face so
terribly
clearly
easy
from that night.
to design
Rigid
a
jaw,
combat
the way
system
his
and a
eyes
stable of
pointed
enemies
to
that will
corners.
guarantee that there will be
Trying to hide it.
very nuanced and different gameplay per combat encounter if you're also trying to make all these different styles of combat roughly equally viable. So I think this is a decent result for Obsidian not really having made this kind of game before.
I did.
Not everyone can be Dark
It never
Messiah.
occurred to me how much he
Kick him over the edge.
But this Tama's more than that. All his moments at once. Joy, sadness, anger. Everything from the handful of years that he's almost as... Yeah, it is. All this time I kept him frozen in his worst moment. And now that I see him, it's like... Yeah, I never realized what an injustice I was doing. You're right. It's like you said. For the longest, now I see how... We've spent... I never thought I'd meet someone I respect the way I respected Tama. But you've made some tough calls, and you've kept your... So whatever comes next, now let's go find... When we reach them...
Okay.
What do you think we'll find?
Best boy.
True enough. Let's end this.
Wonder what Yatzli's is gonna be. Now I just realized this looks like the way forward, so let me... Whoa! Let me go back and go through this door I opened with my electro guns. Or maybe these just lead to the same place, and that was entirely unnecessary. But I'm trying to... Is this the same place I could have gone through here? Hang on. Oh. Okay, yeah. So this just wraps... Okay. Why'd they put a door there? I got so excited that I opened the door with my electro bullets, but it's just a place I could go anyway. Oh. Oh. I thought I was so smart. But I am normal. I never thought I'd meet someone I respect. I hate everyone.
Coming in hot.
Let's see. We got 3 electro bippers we're gonna need to hit for this thing. If I could solve this puzzle, but I cannot. Can you help me? There better be an postscript ending slide that tells me what became of that soft voice freak ass monk.
sharpshooter, Giada.
I'm so sad we never met that monk. I mean, he was a nameless monk. I didn't expect to ever meet him again outside of his little one-off, very short side quest. But yeah, no, that's literally one of the most memorable VA performances in this entire game. Did we need 4 Matt Mercers? Why couldn't we have had 4 of that guy? Is there anything down here? I cannot tell. But I cannot. Oh, I see. Oh, wait, what? Huh? Oh, this is the door I couldn't open before. We've looped around? No, I guess it's just... Oh. Oh, okay. It's so that if you want to go back to camp, you can get here faster.
Incredible.
I should have brought my sketchbook. Not saying
Bear. Got a barrier. If I play this game again, which I don't think I likely will, I would do magic. I'd probably try and go magic and melee and just do the most different from how I played it this time as possible. A whole bunch of different spells with like AoE attack patterns and cool shit. A whole magic system that I just entirely ignored with this build in this particular game, because the guns, the pistols, specifically this little electro pistol, were just the first weapons I got that I was like, oh, this feels great. This feels very responsive and satisfying and powerful enough to make combat not a slog. And I just never looked back. Oh, there are more enemies over here, I see. My friends are fighting for their lives and dying, and I'm just like, what did this skeleton drop? Haha, you can't get me up here, bear. Spell sword build, yeah, I think that could be cool. Because I know at least a non-trivial number of the spells are sort of like, you know, cone of cold, burning hands type, like, you know, shoot an area from you, which means you'd actually have a reason to be close to enemies instead of just trying to, like, throw spells at them from a million miles away. So the spells could reasonably synergize with a melee build. The kind of where I started in this game was I was going like two-handers, and I wanted to try fighting with a two-hander and no shield and focusing on parrying. And that was working, that was like fine, but being able to hit stuff from range really is massively liberating in terms of how it lets you approach combat, especially if you're trying to like rush in and kill a bunch of guys who start out, who are like in a camp, and you want to, you know, being able to just attack the closest one from range means you don't have to like put yourself into the middle of 50 guys to start doing damage. So ranged is always going to be a little more convenient than melee in that respect. But how much damage you do really just matters a lot more just whether you've got a weapon that's got a good upgrade level than what specific kind of weapon it is. That would probably be my other big critique of the combat and gameplay in this, is that the upgrade tiers are too rigidly break-pointed. Too much rides on you getting a weapon to the next upgrade tier as soon as possible every time you get to a new zone. And if you don't do that, if you don't prioritize that first thing every new zone, enemies just have so much health. It takes forever to fucking kill anything. Inevitability. Ooh. Yeah, that would be great for the build that I started out with. That's a weapon I would just switch to right here. But not for Mr. Gunn. Mr. Gunn does not care for such things. Waypoint's over there, so what's back here? Ah, there is a 5th ancient memory. Okay.
We have been here. We were here all the yesterdays before.
There's been one of these per zone.
Scorpion venom, pain, then numbness, paralyzed, they said. We feel no spark of the Tibaris enough. We cannot see it through their eyes. We slumber here, alone. Still wings, they took it. A tide of souls, thrown upon the wheel. The ground, now our memory. They came suddenly. The stillness of night split by grinding steel. We had no time to... First, they blinded us. Then, they burned. Smoke ensnared the moon, a means to it. We saw a terrible design. They had carved a path to... Prune the branch? We persisted. We were everywhere. How could they cull the wind? How could they track the stars? Then, they turned to what the Akita. They toppled the statues. They set the libraries ablaze. They could not kill us. They would cut. The Akita howled. They died. We cried out. Sundered, soul life. We broke the earth. Called down the storm. Flung lightning from it. But they marched on. We grew tired. In fury, we exposed ourselves.
Guy in the bottom right. Oh, fuck! Oh, shit!
There were too many, stinging and buzzing. They swarmed us. They raised machines. We tried to tear down the garden's walls. Then, nothing. Not death. Worse. A void. We reached out, but the machines held us in. We could not feel the new day's sun. The cities crumbled. We could not save them. We could not save ourselves.
That's not how That's not what Auntie Old Bitch told me.
We could not think. We watched help until... A chill wind. Our branches, the wound numbs now. In the silence of our prison, how many voices lost? We sink into the... shoots in a barren forest. And we will wander through soil stir. You You stand like we twined.
Ooh, that's pretty good. And I got my Steam achievement for doing all the optional bingles. Wait, there's one guy left over here. Oh, it's another one of these. This is gonna take a little while. Oh, it's another 2 of these. I see. That seems unnecessary. Go in timeout prison. Why can you forgive us? Everyone's always telling me that they prom me, man. Everyone tells me they prom me and expects that to be good enough. But it ain't. That's not how it works. You can't just prom me. You can't just prom me, you gotta tell mommy. I like that you corrected rules to rules. I'm realizing also, as I like banter with chat during this, I'm gonna need to look into how you put Twitch chat as part of your stream overlay. Cause with them getting rid of highlights effectively on Twitch, there's not gonna be any way to store VODs that has chat on them. So unless you put chat on the screen as part of the stream, it is just not gonna exist. I'm gonna unlock the last abilities for people just so that I can get the corresponding Steam achievements. You know, focusing on what really matters here. And I have one ability point of my... I think there's like literally nothing else that I in any way benefit from. I haven't even been using my bear summon. I forgot I even took this. I don't think that really helps me when I'm using... I guess I'll take a rank in sniper, even though I'm not really attacking from stealth much, but sure. That'll let me do a little bit of extra oh, did that not take? Oh, right, Yatsley still has... Yeah, sure, I'm not really using Yatsley anyway, so just... Meh. This is a shame. I like her very much for personality. I just think Kai and Giada's kits are just much better than hers and Marius's, alas. Companions don't do a whole lot of damage in this game, no matter what you do with them. So you really just want all the strongest support abilities. Wild Walker Ring. Slowly regenerate. Oh, okay, same thing we just got. I don't think that's better than just having raw stats and attack. Yeah, no. We'll keep those. What's over here? Anything? A few little treats. Well, I fell off the water slide, everyone. Where am I trying to get for actual? Up there. The fuck? Should heal myself, lest I fall off this again and just straight up die. Oh, I see. That's why up here. Now we have to wait for the next 2 hours again. I love the idea of water slides. Like, if you asked me, do you like water slides? I'd be like, yeah, water slides are fucking awesome. And then, literally, it can be the babiest, gentlest, you know, not even enclosed, so that it's dark and you can't see what's happening, water slide ever. And as soon as I am off and away down it, I'm like, this is the most terrifying thing I've ever experienced in my life. I want this to be over. It's the same with roller coasters. I'm fine once I'm on them, but the like 10 seconds in between being locked into it and the ride starting, I'm like, I want to get off, I want to get off, I want to get off, I want to get off. I'm like I'm like little baby in that regard. It happened even when I was just going on the Cuck coaster at Universal Studios. Ooh, 4 dexterity. I think the counselor's shoes are actually a little better than this, but I'm gonna keep my move speed. Oh, roller coasters are way scarier. Well, roller coasters are longer for sure. Water slides are mostly over pretty quickly. The what? The Cuck coaster, you know. The coaster that promises a scintillating and heart-pounding experience and then is over in 35 seconds. If you've been to Universal Studios, you know the one I mean. Marissa and I call it the Cuck coaster. We went on it together, and it was just... It was fun. It was the right level of roller coaster for me, which is to say a not very intense one. But it just literally was only like 45 seconds long, and then you had to wait in line again. So yeah, it just feels like you get cucked. The roller coaster cheats on you with your wife, you know. What can I say? That's just how it is. Door. What we got over here? You know, we never did find that sarcophagus key. Ah, here's the Yahtzee segment.
Clearly, they wanted their story preserved. Whatever the cost. Wonder who she was. She looks sad and... Garland's gonads. Envoy? I never told you this, but I've dreamed of this place every night for most of my
Oh
life.
yeah, she did mention this.
It's a godless library. It's why I study the godless. Because, and that's the chair. It's...
Picture of coziness. It looks like a slab of stone. Doesn't even have a cushion. Because in a water slide, you retain your mobility most of the time. In a roller coaster, you're trapped. I see why you say that, but I don't consider myself to retain any meaningful mobility in a water slide because there is only one direction you can move, and it is down and forward. And you are gonna fucking zoom because there's no friction. Yeah, obviously there's meant to be no friction. They don't want to shear your fucking skin off, but like, that's pretty scary to me. As soon as I get in a water slide, I think I'm gonna have an amount of control over my descent speed like I would on like a regular slide, and then I start moving and I'm like, oh no, of course I don't. I'm in a stream of water and everything is completely wet, so there is no friction whatsoever. Even if I slammed my hands against the side, I would barely slow down. And so it gave me a little spook.
It's plush and warm, Envoy. What more do you want? Finally, you've arrived. Ah, there it smells. That took 10 years off my life. Wait. You must be the librarian from my dreams. Oh, it's a pleasure to finally meet you. Oh, though...
If you were born an elf instead of an Orlan, question mark?
Except your hair's better.
It has been quite some time. Too many years to number. Of course. You are an ancestor? A very fashionable one at that. No, child. We are the keeper of these tablets. Or have you already forgotten? Oh, of course. I was you in a past life. Oh, I'm such a fool. You lived with animancers, and yet the idea of awakening to your past lives never entered your mind.
Few can bear the mental and spiritual strain of an awakening. As often as not, it leads to madness.
Oh, darling, you know how I get around all the metaphysical talk.
That's why I'm here, remember?
I was the last of the Akita. Once the attack started, a few of us were charged with preserving as much of our history as we could. So, we retreated with as much as we could carry. The attacks? You must mean the Magfolk attacks. Yes, we've heard. Is that the reason for the bodies outside? Yes. Your monstrous gods, who bought their divinity with blood and the souls of their faithful. They tried to butcher every last one of us. They did in the end. But they didn't get exactly what they wished for. I'm
You,
sure of that.
the librarian from my
But
dream.
how did the Magfolk reach you in here? They didn't. Between the screams of my kin being slaughtered and the screeching of the Magfolk, I couldn't breathe. That's the screeching I heard in my dream, Envoy. I knew I recognized it when we killed that Magfolk. Once it was gone, there was nothing left. And perversely, I found the quiet worse. So I decided on another way. One that wouldn't give your gods the satisfaction. Poison. Well, at least you washed it down with some good wine.
That's the chair. The cock chair. The cock chair. That's what you sit on the cock coaster.
The screams of the dying are a symphony that reminds us there was once life. The quiet is far more oppressive.
Oh, you're just a barrel of fun, aren't you? Yatsley, you know what you must do now. I abandoned my duty to protect our history. But you... Someone must tell the story of the Akita. And there is no one else. I'm already an expert. What more do you want me to do? Think about it, Yatsley. You have been training to be the new protector of this collection since childhood. I couldn't ask for a better successor. But that was your duty. I have my own dreams. Yatsley, if you do not become the new librarian, there will be no other. The stories of the Akita will turn to dust, and my people, our people, will be forgotten. Just as the burned queen wanted all along, when she sent her magfolk to
I picked the
choke
court
our
mage
enemies.
background, and most of the options made me think of a bumbling old man who hasn't been outside a library in decades. That's a fun way to RP as well. I'm not making your decision for you. Don't look at me when they ask, what are you gonna major in college?
You're no help at all. Please, I ask for your opinion because I want it. Tell me, what do you think?
Thinking when I...
That apprenticeship is more than I could have ever chosen of Sapadal. Yet you do not stand with your people. How disappointing. Our time is at an end, Yatsley. It's time.
I majored in boy in college, but decided to switch over to girl.
I didn't ask you any questions. Oh, did you mean for all your buildings to look so phallic? Unfortunately, my time is at an end.
But yes, we did.
You must keep Yatsley alive. She is the last hope of the Akita. So this is goodbye. I wish... She's gone. Forgive me,
You ever meet your past life, but they have become skeleton? And they tell you, only you can become new skeleton. Really makes you think. Oh, don't fuck it up. Okay.
Starting to think these people kill themselves off.
Ah, another 140 health potions to throw on the pile. Let's see. Okay, so that turned off this one, it looks like. Is there any other things around here I can see that I can hit? Those are indicators, not the actual switches. Oh, there's one. Okay, nice, nice. Oh, there's something, there's a chest down there also. That one. Nice. Do I just drop down to that? That seems to be the way forward, so I guess I'll try. Oh. Ow. Ow. By the way, Aram, I was thinking of playing a long, bearded old man wizard in a TTRPG, and I'll use the name Corey. Ah. I hope you enjoy it.
Broader shoulders, an inch of height, a fatter ass.
Ah, okay, there were steps down. I see.
Fatter ass.
What? Let's eat some stew also. Ah, okay, good. They're giving me another campsite here. And that is the last one in the game, according to the Steam achievement. This sort of puzzle slash exploration was my favorite part of the game. Yeah, I think I agree. The best part of this game is the, like, area design.
Gather our thoughts and share a drink before.
And the all the little things you can discover and sort of, you know, minor puzzles you can solve for minor rewards.
Though it's hard enough to tell what's real here without a belly full.
Sounds like you're nervous, dear.
I'm feeling all kinds of ways. Anxious, excited,
Yeah,
scared,
Kaya's best boy.
hungry.
I feel it as well. It is only more...
Oh, you don't have to worry. Getting to see that vision of Tama. Now that we're here, I'm eager.
At least one of us is ready. Marius.
Can't say that.
I think so. The garden is so much more than I... Truthfully, I didn't come all this... Now, we're close to something. So am I. None of us could have gotten this far on our own.
I have the weird gene that makes coriander slash cilantro taste basic, i.e. like soap. Unfortunate. I really like cilantro.
Well, I won't lie to you, Envoy. A lot's happened. It's not every day that you learn that you're the last hope to carry on a legacy. Well, here we are. Never literally talked to myself before either. I think I annoyed her. Me? Oh, I think I need another drink. But here we are. I just need him. We all could. And I wouldn't worry. Our little... We'll be fine.
Hello, Ralph Bat. I'm gonna ask how everyone's doing except Marius. Well, that's everyone. We really should get going.
Against all odds, we've survived the living lands. When we first... But then, I saw how you handled that. And then, you... It takes a hard head or a thick skull to...
I didn't know much about you at that point. You were traveling with Kai.
What are the other party members like? Are they good? I like... yeah, I mean, I like Giada and Yatsley. The real problem is you get them too late. You get Kai immediately out of the tutorial, basically. He's literally standing right there when you step off the boat. You get Marius pretty soon into the first area. And then you don't get another companion until late in the second area, which is almost halfway into the game. You get Giada, and then you don't get Yatsuli till the third area. I think they should have replotted that so that you had everyone by the end of the second area at the absolute latest. Alright, shut the fuck up, everyone.
One crisis.
He's right. Not to raise the sails before the anchor, but we left. If we make it out...
Just this once.
If we can't take a moment to ourselves on a floating island outside reality...
What if we just stayed here?
Right. Make it all...
Before we turn in for the...
Sleep well, my friends.
I'm guessing everyone has a last conversation. Alright, but before any of you, fuck all that for a second. Do we have... no. No, I don't think we have enough glasswood branches to accomplish anything. Damn. I was hoping maybe we could get one last... Oh, wait, no, maybe I'm wrong. Okay. We can upgrade our off gun once. Ah, if I hadn't put some into this one, I would have enough to max out Karok's Pride. I'm gonna miss my Steam achievement! Actually, wait, no, hang on. No, maybe I'm not. If I go through my steel chunks real quick. Here, craft that, and craft these. Okay. If I... so I can upgrade this, because I'm actually using it, and then... yeah, maybe I can max this, which I'm not using, but maybe I can get the achievement. Yeah! Hooray! If there is one. Nope, there wasn't anyway. Well, alright then.
Hey, Giada.
All this time, I thought my parents died in a freak accident. In a way, they did. Generous? Perhaps. Until I knew the whole story.
There was an achievement that popped when I fully upgraded my suit of armor, so maybe that's the only one. It was just worded in such a way that made me think there was separate ones for that and weapons. Equip a fully upgraded... Oh, equip a fully upgraded set. Okay, so probably... I'm sorry, Giada, you've been trying to finish your character arc, and I'm not paying attention at all.
No Animancer can live up to that. I thought their legacy was a curse, and I could only...
Okay.
As an Animancer, I do admire them. I really do. One thing is certain. When it comes to Animancy, I need to unlearn some of my old. I wanted to tame the spirit of the living land. Perhaps. I believe the power flowing out through Animancy, we could help the living lands recover. Then again, on the other hand, I think I know what I want.
I'm going to stick to my guns of not telling my companions what to do.
Of course you trust, but we've been...
Alright, fine. Nice try, player. You have to pick an ending slide for me.
I have a lot of catching up to do, so be it. Knowing me, now I just have to decide. I've only got one. You and I do not always...
You're good.
Okay, so if I equip this... There we go. Okay. Maybe I might even... Nah, I don't have any talents to make two-handers do anything. There's no reason to have a melee weapon equipped. Alright, Marius, what do you want to talk about?
To help you do whatever you're supposed to do with your god friend. Instead, I've heard about the garden all my life. And thanks to you, I will say... I guess not, huh? It's been a bit of a ride on... I don't know. Maybe the unexpected... quick note. Anyway.
Don't worry, Marius. I would never tell anyone that we consider each other friends.
So those green people in the garden...
When you find Sabadell, I hope you tell them how much I love what they've done with this place. I'm a man of hidden depths. What's not to love about? Besides, as divine prisons go, I can imagine...
It's grown around Sabadell like a cocoon. It reflects their beauty, their danger, and their fractured nature.
Let's hope they don't have any nightmares while we're here. Judging from their outbursts at Mount Forja and Nakukabel, they're skewed. Exactly. And what are the... Setting them free means gambling. I don't envy, but I envy even... Lucky thing your emperor sent his best representative as his envoy, right? You'll have your work cut out for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Steelga Road, even if animancers aren't the most... And yeah, I know that's on the Steelga Road, but it's not lost on anyone that your people despise animants. Not when Hilgard banned the practice in Paris. Oh, you helped Ludwig destroy. And while most people don't give a tarnished skate for godless ruins, they'll see that as a powerful demonstration of siege weaponry.
Again, nah, I told him to do that. I'll take that. I'll take that L.
One thing I've learned about war. Strife and distance have a way. All anyone else is gonna see is a threat display. And then they'll stop. You might have saved the keep, but no one's gonna talk about the disaster. They're gonna talk about why Mount... You'd be surprised where people... Man, it looks real bad when it's fairly or not. And if I had to guess, I don't think Hilgard's but...
Yeah, Hilgard kind of sucks. Hey, leave him out! Hilgard's my best friend! You can't say it about him!
If and when we get out of here, and you'll have to choose... I don't. And for what it's... Fighting kin and country folk, I lost my stomach for Rauatai's campaign and the Deadfire. But I wasn't... I don't mean to burden. Just know that whatever... No matter... Hey...
Challenge accepted.
And... Good.
Kai gets a thank you.
Oh, Envoy. Have you recovered yet from our chat in the library? I don't think I have yet, but maybe talking it out will help.
Search inside yourself, and you're bound to find the answer, woolly woolly woo.
A pretty sentiment, Envoy. I would appreciate something actually...
Sorry, I can only vizier at you.
We already have a lot to take care of, don't we? We have a god and an empire, both vying for our attention, and now I have this legacy forced on me. I was already unsure what to do, and now a third option appears like the world's worst surprise. But it makes sense. My whole life has been about the godless in one way or another. It explains why I knew the language, why I felt so drawn to the ruins. I love the man, but he'll just be endlessly supportive, the fiend. And trying to send a letter when we're on the move like this? It's a struggle. It's not an answer I would have expected, but it's an answer. Now that I know, I kind of thought, well, honestly, I feel more full. Like a puzzle piece sliding right back into place. No matter what happens, even if my path doesn't lead to the library, I feel better than I have in ages. I think... For the first time in my life, I don't know what to do.
Congratulations,
This
Yahtzee.
is
Now
bullshit.
you're just like the rest of them.
No matter what, I've always known exactly what I want. But this is the first time I've had more options than time in the day. What do you think?
The first time I went to a restaurant and they handed me a menu, I was like, what the fuck is this? Why would you do this to me? I'm gonna try. They're not gonna let me.
I ask because I...
Oh! Alright. Well, I think Greengrim sucks, so I'm not gonna say that. Greengrim's kind of dumb and weird.
You're right. Especially after all we've been through. Really, leaving them in Vidaro's hands is a fate I wouldn't wish on anyone. Finally picking a destiny. I'm sure Quilici would be and Envoy.
I just want to be a manic pixie girl wizard, but I'm stuck out here in boring farming village.
Marius, dear. How are you?
Alright, we don't need to do anything else here, I don't think. Let's just quick save and move on. Over the clothesline, woo!
A breath held. Trepidation. You are close, yet distant still.
Can you just, like, let me sleep this time? Literally, I'm like, sleeping outside the door of your house. We're gonna talk in, like, 2 seconds.
Moon has many faces. We know your light. We wonder.
You know what I wonder?
Dearly. An equal. Sky is green. The fish breathes air. No, we must recall, plumb the depths of a... We would run, roll with the tide, sink our feet, whisper in the fields, lift the hills gently in our hands, disturb the dirt, but vengeance denied, squandered. This cannot be.
What was that? So, what was that? Was it about vengeance? No,
We speak of freedom when the hand still wake now.
was there a little thing? I feel like maybe there was like some fuzz on the line there. That was weird. I don't know what that was. Huh. This guy talks like my horrible like your horrible necktie. What does that mean? Let's see. Okay, now let's quick save. Oh, Disco Elysium. Okay, gotcha. I would love to have been able to play Disco Elysium. Both times I tried, when it was new, and then much, much later when they released the final cut. I started the game and played the game for a while and saved, and then when I reloaded my game, it had, like, deleted all of my map uncovering progress. Everything was covered in Fog of War again, so I couldn't remember where I'd already been, and I couldn't remember where things were, and I was like, well, not dealing with that if that's gonna keep happening the whole time.
Sapodal's prison, I think. What else could it be? Time to shut
It happened the first time, and I was like, okay, I guess that's a bug. I'll try again when they've, like, patched it. And then I tried, like, literally 2 years later on a much newer version of the game, exact same bug. And I was like, alright, it's not to be. Not gonna happen. Pack it up, people. Ah, sorry. That being said, if I were to play it again, I think if I had a functional version that I could play and wasn't gonna reset my map, I think I would also need a mod that makes it so time pauses when you're in a conversation. Because I'm sitting there trying to listen to the nice voice acting they added, but every second that passes is taking time that I need, and the game is on a continuous clock, and that is too fucking stressful. I don't want to feel punished for listening to the voice acting. Time does pause, kind of. Time slows down, but it continues to move unless you actually go onto the pause menu. So you can, like, get in a conversation and then, you know, hit escape and go into the pause menu while you're thinking about what you want to respond with, but, that's not a fun way to play a game. I think the game's timer is very generous. It probably is. But, it's not a game where the consequences of time passage are obvious, so that's not something I can know, and so I'm gonna worry about it anyway. Time only moves when you pick dialogue options. Is that true? I mean, maybe I'm just wrong. I really thought I was, like, sitting there on the conversation thing and seeing time pass. Like, I believe you. You're probably right, because I haven't tried the game in a long time.
I was worried for a second.
But, okay. I mean, if that's the case, maybe. I really thought I was sitting there and watching the clock continue to tick while I thought of what to say and freaking out as a result. Okay, that stopped those two. There's another thing somewhere that stops those. Let's continue through here and see if we can find... Oh, hey there, guy. Oh, and you're pristine. You're not even damaged. Wow. Wow, wow. Look at you. Look at you with your pristineness. Ah, fucking whatever. I'll just shoot it. I can't get behind you. No, you don't really seem to have consequentially more health, though. So I guess this is fine. Ah! You got a big ol' AoE. Need a barrier. There was a point in the game where I had too much time. I had to sit on a bench and read a bunch of books. Yeah. Jello mentioned when he played that he repeatedly would like rush through doing everything and then be like, ah, okay, I have to just sit here and wait for time to pass before I can really like advance the game. So like, that suggests that really the time isn't going to be an issue, but you know, that's the kind of stress I just don't need in my life. I would still play it if the map bug weren't there, because like I liked everything else about it. It's a good game. It's as good as people say. Is this a... No, it's not a door or anything. Severed Magfolk arm. What does that do? What did that do? I don't know. Oh, I did not mean to go into third person. Thank you. There. Now that's back here. No, that's the one I already shot. That's the one that turned off those. Oh, fuck. Okay. You know what? I think it's fine. If I just... If I... Throw a... Nope, that's not what I wanted. Oh, you. Okay. If I... need this to land in the water, please. There we go. Oh. Zoop. Well, okay. Oh, ow. Okay. If I use my ice breath, if I kill them with my ice breath. Ah, okay, that exits out to here. Ow. food. We must be very close to the final boss here. Ah, I see. That's what that's for.
Mind of its own.
Ah, that removes the... I see. Oh, are they gonna fight each other? Skeletons fighting robots? That's funny. Oh, they can still kind of see me, though. Are they fighting? Or are they all on the same side? I don't know. I'm just gonna kill these guys. I don't fancy trying to run past them and potentially ending up, like, with all of them chasing me down the whole time. I just realized I don't think I've used a grenade for combat a single time in this game. I've only used them for dealing with, like, elemental surfaces. I should do that. I have a lot. It kind of looks like this guy can't do anything to me up here. Maybe famous last words, but seems like I can just kind of... There we go. Alright, that's all of them. Aram, could you handle Pikmin? That game? I played the first Pikmin, actually. Yeah, no, I was able to handle it. I played and I 100%ed it. I don't remember if you could, if there was a less than 100% completion. I think you had to find all the things to leave. But yeah, no, I was able to handle Pikmin. I just prefer not to have time pressing on me while I'm playing a game. Because of how absurdly deliberate I am about everything, as anyone who's watched me playing one of the 4X games that I've played on this channel can attest. Oh, it's doing the thing. Hang on, switch guns. I don't know if that did anything. Whatever. Get in there, Kai. Drop train on him. Yeah, no, that gun cannot hit this guy anymore. Cool. What the fuck was that shit? Oh, I see. They've got a teleport. Oh my god, he'll kill us with his fire breath. Remember when me and a bunch of chat tried recommending Pikmin to Piff, but he didn't want to play it for the same reasons you don't want to play Disco? Yeah. To be clear, only the map resetting bug stopped me from playing. The time was not a big deal. The thing that was kind of upsetting me about the time was that I thought I was being clocked while I was, like, sitting in dialogue trying to listen to the voice acting, and I may have been mistaken about that. I see my friends are burning alive. Let's see if we can do something about that. Can't wait till Avowed exists again, because I caught up 2 episodes before the hiatus, and it'll be an excuse to do more art for the fan art live. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Avowed being back too. It's gonna be weird when it's done. Like, done. Will's in a similar position to what I was with my D&D campaign, the one that we colloquially call Aram Pain, where, hang on, where there's so much more that could be done and was originally planned, and just, like, it turns out getting through like X column inches worth of plot in a TTRPG can literally take 10 times as long as you think. And suddenly, what you thought was going to be the first arc of your game that was going to take like a year, literally takes a decade. And you're like, I think I would be better off not committing another 20 years of my life to trying to tell this story. When I played Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, I had to look up what quests were timed. I've heard Kingdom Come Deliverance is good, but also a little like, things matter in ways you don't always expect, and time limit could be part of that. I'm really excited to play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I've heard that it's great, that it's like the first one, which I didn't play. I don't think I had even heard of, but they said it's like the first one, but less jank and better in every way, and it's been reviewing extremely favorably. And I'm kind of enticed by the idea of a medieval but non-fantasy RPG. Just gives you different things to focus on and different way to relate to the world compared to when it's a fantasy setting and there's magic and shit. Maybe your new show will motivate me the same way. I would love if it did. Ugh. There's this indie game called Unsighted that has a clock ticking down on every NPC in the game. They die when it runs out, and it doesn't stop in dialogue.
At last you see our prison, the place where we have...
Yeah, that would make it hard for me to play.
You are so small. We questioned if you were...
Look how small you are! Are you a fucking bee?
A voice. Through armies and corrupted soil, you persevered. Now, you are here. It is real enough to hold us, a fortress, a nightmare. We were innocent once, but the other gods we refuse. Release us. The Strangler is close now.
A Boston Strangler?
She begs for her wolves defile the city on the shore. Blood, talons carve a sentence in our... She strikes us now. Now! Pluck her out! A spark. Wait. The essence bends here. Time flows. You can reach her. Will the guardian... A mountain of essence. We were everything. What have we lost? We could run. Freedom. We are owed for what they did. Let us rend our foes. Burn them as she burned us.
You know,
As do you. You met death, and you sought vengeance. Nor can we allow the Strangler to spread. You showed us that sometimes. Let us have our justice, our vengeance. But you would accept the risk of so many dying. Let us free. We will... The blood of a... We asked what you would do with...
I was wondering sort of what exactly the payoff would be for all the questions that they asked and you answered over the course of the game.
We have been shackled and sickened. Free. The time. end our pain. Let us free. We will rain fury on our enemies and shield our lands once more. Perhaps there... What if the bears... Unity, emergence, we would become one. We could guide you. We could care for... You would never be desolate again. You would not question if you were loved. And we would never be a...
Okay, so we have our Mass Effect red, green, and blue options here. That's a mimetically uncharitable way to refer to this. I was like, think about the role play. I think... I gotta... I'm not sure I even got that first option as a choice. It might depend on... I'm trying to remember... it was either when I was talking to Wodica or one of my companions. They had brought up this as a possibility. So maybe you have to have done that as a prerequisite to have the option to bring it up here. I think, in the end, I have to be true to my Vizier roots and my mystical bullshit fixation. I don't think this is a thing that this character would turn down here. So we're gonna go for this.
Breathe. Do not fight us. Allow us in. Let us stretch our roots into you.
Only good things will come of this.
Spirit, lung, mind. You are ours now, and we...
Stick to my Vizier roots and kill their master. That's also a fair way to interpret that. Is that a lighting glitch or okay? Bloop. This ability is sick. Definitely try it out. I will. What's the point of being Magneto if you're not gonna, you know, throw people around? Come to me, glowy spheres. Oh yeah, back to Dawn Shore.
Andre's depths. Are we back in Dawn Shore? Already?
That must have taken an incredible power.
We are new. Better.
Very funny. At least your sense of humor is intact. Whatever happened back there? It appears our work isn't finished.
Are you seeing this? I don't think Paradise looked like this when we left it.
Looks like the war already started.
Marius, Vines don't usually get that big this quickly.
Based on their growth and size, I'd say we've been gone 2 or 3 weeks.
For once, I wish I wasn't. Who knows if the garden affected time, or...
It's like how a body fights an infection.
Look at this place.
A dream without end.
Hey, you're looking a little... You alright?
We are...
Well, if it... Anyway, better gird your loins. Those are more your people's ships in the harbor.
Probably should have saved right before I went into that so that I could easily go back and see the other options if I wanted to. But
Get to see an archmage in action.
I think I see Elia as well.
maybe, depending on how this goes, I can kill Reen Grim for wasting my fucking time with her skeleton brigade.
It's who strikes last.
The Steel Garrote have been itching for a fight. This is like a drunken bar fight, just with a ton more.
Before we go, what happened? You did what? What in Andra Steps does that mean?
I'm not sure.
It's a relief that the Dream Scourge won't be a problem. Time will...
After all this...
We've cured the land and we've...
Then we had better keep...
They march on still.
We should take a look. See if we can get...
People seem to be gathering west of here.
Yes. Let us be part of...
Okay, what was that ability? Which one is this? This is... Yeah. Okay, let's put that on, put that on 4. I'm not shopping. Fuck that. Oh, hey.
We meet again, Envoy.
Mm-hmm.
Paradise burns, thanks to Ludwig and the Steel Garrote laying siege to it. But the Dream Scourge is gone. I bear witness. Heroes and villains.
You might sell
rise from
potions.
this
You don't have
moment
enough of
in mortal
those.
history.
You know what? Now that you
I
say
find
that,
such occasions
I realize what a fool I've been.
irresistible. You mortals know that nothing you do truly matters. And yet still, I do think the world has... Envoy, please. You know there's no... I am interested in seeing the outcome of your story, Envoy. I prefer ice. Goodbye. And Yardsley, I do...
Oh, yes.
Alright, see you later. Fucking bitch. Okay. Let's just be on our way. Do 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 do.
Where have you been?
Oh, hey!
Envoy.
This is the farmer lady who runs her farm with zombie farm hands.
How are you?
My revenants were just getting comfortable in Thirdborn when the Steel Garrote stepped out of line. When I heard tensions were brewing, I thought to myself, this is a job for the undead. So I gathered the flock. Likewise, I'll keep them on a tight leash. Just... Oh! And I've been mean. My revenants are done. Indeed. Best of luck out there.
Thank you.
They sell upgrade materials.
Okay.
Well, what am I gonna do with upgrade material? Is there even a camp left? I don't know. Hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Okay, that's the way to Emerald Stair. We don't want to go that way. Where was the shop guy? Oh yeah, there is a camp. Okay, fair enough. Nah, you know what? No, it doesn't matter. There's not gonna be any challenging fights. I believe. Let's overwrite this. Just out of curiosity, did it give me an autosave back there before I made that decision? I've got an autosave from the battle. I'm gonna load this quick save real quick, just so that I can make it a full-on save, so that I can quick save without having to worry about losing this point if I want to come back and test out the other options. Save, yeah, just boop. Okay. Once this is done, we're gonna reload. Okay. Load this. Maybe I will turn out to be mistaken. But I am skeptical that the combat is gonna be a problem, and that I'll be like, shit, dog, why didn't I buy the upgrade mats? That would have been the diff. Yeah, there's just fuck all that matters at all. Sure. What is it? Alright.
Is that you?
Oh, hey.
Envoy, how did you...
It's great to see you again, but where the fuck did you come from?
You just appeared out of nowhere.
Not anymore.
Once word about Paradis reached us, we were allowed to go.
That's not important right now, Radu.
Right. Forgive me, Envoy. I won't keep you long. I do as much as...
Good may yet vanquish evil, here or elsewhere.
I suppose, but...
Don't mince words, Envoy.
I'd just like for us to... It's going to be up to you.
Envoy? Is it really you? Mihala told us you went into some place called the Garden to seek a god?
When you didn't return, we took you for dead.
What did you see there? The god you felt in Nokotorek?
Just got back. Is Marius the fuckball that doesn't matter at all?
Be ended by speaking with a god.
Everyone, please. We could get to the bottom of this.
None of the companions matter as much as Kai. He's the only one who gets a subplot that stretches over all the zones. Marius is just the one I like the least.
Yes, we have... Sapadal was responsible for the... So you say. But Shatterscarp is still littered with dream thrall. There won't be any new infection. Unfortunately, there's little we can do for those already. This will be a process.
I suppose it's... What of this...
I love the lack of consist. So, it might be that they intended to have everyone say it the same and they fucked up, but like at first I was like, envoy, 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 but also the default pronunciation of that vowel is genuinely different between some of these different accents, and so I think it is arguably entirely reasonable in universe that people would be pronouncing it differently.
The roots tearing into... They erupted from the earth the moment those bastards stood up their first siege tower. Well, you might not believe me, but I didn't want any of this to happen. It was Ludwig.
I know, Hilgard, you just kind of suck.
She and her steel garrote laid siege to the city.
You made a pact with an evil skeleton. What did you expect her to do? Throw you a party?
No doubt you'll cross paths in the city. Just try not to get in the path of her soul.
She will fear us. Fear what we have become.
You never know. Thanks, Hilgard.
She is a monster. Letting her live, but I suppose you could not look past your history. And the living lands will...
Giada consistently refuses to not zing me for the fact that Ludwig and I dated in the past.
If she'd want. Recall also that she's a death god, so long as her passion for what...
Then we destroy her fate? I have a theory about this.
Oh, good.
It is not, I think, impossible.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of hoping the game was gonna end when I reached the garden. But okay.
We've had no news from inside for several days. From what we can observe, southern Paradise is in pieces.
Is there not?
Given the state of our supply, we expect the people trapped inside.
Thirdborn still suffers from the dream. Though you may have ended the plague, Envoy, many in Shatterscarp still are not themselves. I could bring no more.
Likewise, my wardens are... The keep was saved, but most of my men remain at the keep. I can't risk them against it.
The lawful settlement of a new Adirian colony, or the established. She could win with a godlike in her ranks. Your...
I like that sometimes, you know, the game lets you just speak like a normal... Fat fucking chance of that.
Somewhere inside that hollow head of hers, I believe she always hoped she'd turn. Remember, she has an obligation to Wodica. Neither the Steel Garrote nor the queen that was look kindly upon Oathbreakers.
Because a victory here would discourage resistance elsewhere. The better question is, why didn't you stop her?
Excuse me? She's a 7-foot-tall skeleton powered by her devotion to the goddess of retribution. This isn't my fault.
Sure. Just blame the dead woman.
Who else should I blame exactly? Our envoy, perhaps? For not stopping Ludwine and the Tusks?
You could start with blaming your own incompetence.
Ludwine's the muscle. I'm merely the personality. What was I supposed to do? Frown her into submission?
What good are you as a diplomat if you can't even keep your own beast under control?
The Inquisitor was so convinced the Living Lands would unite against Adir that she's nearly made it true. One people, one law, one true God. That's Ludwine's vision for the Living Land. Ludwine agrees. Our success would model the order and dignity of the Steel Garrote. For whatever the...
You think I'll ignore what I've seen with my own eyes? The Empire has brought us nothing but chaos and suffering.
Hey, Pike, Hildgard.
Adir
Like,
may still
okay,
have a
very,
part to
very
play.
different,
Don't let loyalty blind you.
very different, implication there. It's a great sign when the game makes you groan and... It's not that... so, if I were just playing on my own time, I wouldn't mind this. It's that I sat down and was like, alright, I'm gonna finish the game on stream, now, in this sitting. So, that's why it's like, okay, alright, let's keep going.
The Inquisitor answers only to Wodica. In attacking Paradise, she has dragged us all far beyond the bounds of the Emperor's desire. What passes between Ludwine and her men, or between Ludwine
They're
and
very
the
close?
Emperor, for
Okay.
that matter, is not my affair. But if I had to guess, this was the alternative.
Your empire is doing what it does best. Stamping out dissent.
I'm playing CS4 and I love how much Ash talks like a normal person, pointing out the bullshit as such. No, correct.
Their intentions in the Deadfire were certainly not
It's always nice when there's one person who's like, man, this is fucking stupid.
Oh, I can't wait to see how you weasel out of this one.
I know it will. We are leading by example, returning order and dignity to Paradise.
I wonder if I'll get to bring...
We will do the same to the front.
Where was order and dignity when you burned Fior Messiverno?
My administration had nothing to do with that. As I know you know. Adirian rule and rule by the Steel Garrote would be markedly different beasts.
Spoken like a fucking diplomat. Splitting hairs when it all comes from the same head.
Order and dignity. That's what you think we're missing? Bastards! All of you!
You will take it all, whether the chance is given to you or not.
I've answered your questions. Now I would like you, all of you, to answer mine. Ludwine has sent a message to the Emperor informing him of her attack. He will send advisors and reinforcements swiftly in response. What will his representatives find when they arrive? A new colony? A budding grave room? Before you face Ludwine, you should know what you're fighting for. All of you must decide.
No, like, this is cool. I just like...
Side, understand, the days of the frontier are done. Adir will come. Indeed, we are already here.
Just one more dungeon, I'll end. The game lies. The real biggest offender for that is Cold Steel 2, which has 3 final dungeons for some reason. God, the ending of that game is just fucking absurd. Yeah, what's this thing he said? Does not let me... Oh, there's too many things and I can't scroll... Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. This really will be the final dungeon.
The Living Lands would become an extension of the Adiran Empire.
I did like the Lloyd dungeon, though I was baffled the entire time. As someone who hadn't yet played the Crossbell games, I was more than baffled. I was like, why is this in my game? Who the fuck are these people? Why should I care? What are you doing, guys? Why is your game not over?
Their medicine would be hygienic Adiran medicine, and their weapons would be efficient Adiran weapons. Our customs would become their customs. Our strengths would become their strengths. Our emperor would become
last dungeon I didn't even bother with. I just closed the game after the Lloyd one. That's fair.
Not Rawatai, not the Valian republics, not even a rogue god would dare attack the Living Lands. This island would be safe for the first time in its history, and safe it would remain.
The traditions of Solus are what give my wardens their strength.
Cause like I wanna soak all this in
under the weight of
and
the
make my
tusks.
decision, but at the same
I would
time,
drop my
I'm
people into the acid sea and trust and they dared to
so
hold me
long.
up.
The only threat I see on the horizon comes from Adir itself. You want me to thank this thief for protecting me from my purse? They can't offer us anything we don't already have.
Under Adiran rule, your countrymen would strip my people of everything that makes them unique, all in the name of spiritual hygiene. I cannot betray them like that.
Of course. The Living Lands would retain its own laws under a grave appointed by the Emperor. The grave would be expected to promote and develop the Living Lands to our mutual benefit. They would divide the island into administrative districts and see them governed by mayors appointed from the local communities. The island would provide tribute in the form of resources and taxes, and in times of war, soldiers. The Empire...
Treaty of Westphalia Simulator 2025.
The Living Lands would enter Adir's sphere of influence, and should outside nations attempt to invade, we would come to the Grave Room's aid. Naturally, that would be the Emperor's decision. But I suspect he would choose you. Only the strong survive the frontier. I used to believe that was Ludwig. But you were born to rule here. Quite literally.
Where are your powdered wigs? I was hoping you'd say
You're
that.
the obvious choice. There is no Adiran.
We give up our fighters and the wealth of our lands, and get promises in return. But we have wealth enough to give some away, if it means my wardens may return to their vigil in peace.
A grave room wouldn't be my first choice, but we're going to need a hand with all the dream thralls left in Shatterscarp. So if the Emperor's willing to pitch in, then I guess so am I.
When the Empire demands its tribute, from where will it come? Emerald Stair is not the breadbasket it was, and the dream of yore is now deferred. If we accept this deal, I fear we are building a trap certain to catch our own legs.
Tribute, he says. Taxes. Soldiers. The Empire has tried it all before. Look to the Eastern Reach if you don't believe me. They want to bleed us dry, to fill their coffers and fight their wars, to break us like wild animals. But I will not bend.
It's still a gamble, but I think it's the safest bet. We'd get the benefits of Imperial trade and protection without losing all of what makes this place special. There's no way of knowing what it would mean in another generation or two. But right now, it gives us the security and stability to recover.
We were fine.
I'm Marius.
We'll be fine when they're gone. Trust the lands and her people, Envoy.
If we give Adir power over us, we can't be surprised if they decide to flex it later.
Son, pernicious. Touch the rock. Safety, Amma. When do they bite?
Of course.
Marius says something too. And I could just be like, nope. I want to kill I want to just go full boot stomping on a face forever. With how I RP, I said from the beginning I was not that I was not gonna betray the Empire, so I think we're going to go for this. I don't think this is a good idea. I'm fucking insane to do this. I think this is the one that my guy would do.
A fine compromise.
So long as my warden...
Thirdborn will support a grave.
A grave room, then.
I do not trust your empire to show restraint.
We can worry about the...
Right. Might as well go ahead and start designing those rebel flags sooner rather than...
You know what? All right, that's actually a funny compliment. I'll give you that, Marius.
A whole week of peace before they...
Do my level best. That leaves the matter of Ludwig. You must kill her, or we will...
Whatever happens to the living land...
She better say...
I'm proud to...
Let's get to work then.
The Paradise Militia will be at your back.
Kick.
We will send reinforcements. May all...
Let's take back the city.
Time to stop this.
Okay. I thought there was... No, I guess there's nothing. For a second I was like, wasn't there something else I needed to do before I ran in here? But no, I don't think so. My sibling, I misread that. My skeleton, who actually completed this game, really didn't like Ludwig as a villain. I like her, actually. I think... I'm not sure if I'd call her nuanced exactly, but like...
We make a good squad.
I think the plot puts you in an interesting dynamic with her, and they do a decent job of making it so that depending on what your vision for your player character cares the most about, you could really end up anywhere on the sliding scale from, oh, fuck this lady as soon as you meet her for the first time, all the way to cooperating with her, at least through most of the game. I mean, when you get to this point, I'm not sure there's much way to justify remaining ride or die for her when there's like other people on the same side who are just way less fundamentalist, religious, insane. But like, I think they did an okay job with making her like obviously a bad guy, but not one who has like only wrong ideas about everything in the game, and where like there's never any reason to listen to them at any point about anything, which I think very easily could have been where she ended up. And for some people, maybe that's where she hit. It's not that easy to write an antagonist who is as, you know, not sympathetic as her, and have her be nuanced without being sympathetic. And the same writing choices are not going to hit the same for audience. So I'm not, you know, I wouldn't say like, oh, you just, if you don't like her, you just don't get the subtleties of the characterization. No, I would never say that. But I thought she worked well for her role in the story. Simping is always simping is an option, yes. My character started closer to that. But only earlier in the game, there's less of a gulf between her objectives and tactics than the Empire, and so if you're RPing like I was, like someone who is actually loyal to the Empire they represent, it's easier to justify is being mostly on the same side as her. It's only as you get later and later in the game that there starts to be a bigger and bigger gap between what she's doing and what the Empire probably would prefer, to get to the point where you might just be like, all right, even though you're theoretically kind of on my side, you're fucking this up for everyone, so I have to kill you, sorry. That's okay. Friendship can forgive even murder. Oh, there's like a bunch more guys over here. Whoop. Oh, yeah! Okay. Yeah, I guess it makes sense that I have to fight you. Alright, well, see you, Ranger Dorso. I was on board with you while you were with the Empire, but now this is just too much of a problem for me. Sorry. Get out of here. Yeah, my gun. Can you recognize this person as a? Oh wait, no, that's an ally. Never mind. Whoops. All right, fair enough. That was my oopsie. Sometimes you shoot a friend repeatedly. There we go.
I'll hang back.
I'm not even gonna loot these guys. Who gives a shit? We'll loot these preset corpses, however. Oh, cleric. You need to die, sir. I don't want you healing. Oh, I don't want the gun guy alive either. I fired and I missed my ally. See ya, Ranger Dorso. You're now Ranger no more so. Maribel's just really true to herself. Ow. You threw your fired balls at me. And I was like, I don't like that shit. This is kind of neat. I don't think we saw much of this city on stream because it was the part of the game where I was just playing off stream the whole time. But this is the hub city of the first zone. Getting our little Mass Effect Citadel moment, I see, where we get to fight through a version of it that's fucked up and under attack. Oop, there's someone behind me. Ah, I found a man. You like how I jerk my body to the side in my chair when I dodge in the game? Oh, I just realized I've forgotten to use my fucking